Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a VV OMI update video. You guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, and subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member. There's lots of perks, and also Wraithx.eth domain name. So there's a couple things going on. OMI today at down about 0.9%, so it's not terrible. So we're at 000608. Had about 734,000 in volume, so at the upper end of normal. It's not outside the parameters of what is normal today. You had, I think, BNB and Doge are the only two out of the top 10 that are up. Everything else is down at a commensurate rate, so again, nothing crazy there. The big news for today, we have a bunch of news to go over. I'll start from the Incredibles drop that happened yesterday, which I did not think would sell out, at least not right away. We had, I think, 900 that were still left after the first 15 minutes, and again, the waitlist drop is very, very interesting because the waitlist drop, it doesn't matter how many minutes you have, whether it's 1,000, 30,000, whatever it is, always, every single time, without fail, there's always a couple hundred accounts that go for the waitlist. They're accepted on the waitlist, and then they don't buy. They go and their Wi-Fi goes out, or they're in the car, or they just forget, they're doing something, whatever happens. So that is what happened on Sunday. So they had made like 100-something thousand the first 15 minutes. And then when it becomes a free-for-all, again, after that waitlist is over, that waitlist sign becomes a buy now sign. Everyone spam that. So in 16 minutes, they had made $149,200. So they grossed that in 16 minutes, was really good. Shout out to Vivi on that. And that's just on the primary market. Secondary market went absolutely wild. New Whale that I've been advising did get all three of them, the Frozone, the Mr. and Mrs. Incredible, both of them, on the... He got him sub 50 for all of them. He's a bit of a mad lad. He goes pretty wild, and he'll probably be doing that. I told him to do that with the Stanley drop tomorrow. I'll be going live for that. I think that'll be really cool. Moving on, we have Foster Hilt going on saying, managed to land Secret Rare on the drop to complete set number 177. Also received an airdrop from VV for having the United States Postal Service Presidential Series, which is going for $25 in the market currently. Collecting what I love and being rewarded at the same time. Sign me up. Hashtag collectors at heart. This dude has over 1 million points. He's got more points than I do. I only have like 500,000. Level 58. Again, mad lad. So people stack the strangest things. They stack what they like. We have Straw Balls O_DNN over on Twitter saying, oh, hey, look at me. As in he has 6 of those secret rares. I don't know if that was necessarily on the blind box. It was $40 per blind box, so going to spend $240 and getting on this, I doubt he had hit all 6. I think it was most likely he had just purchased these from the market. At the time, they were like $130, so even if he did do something like that, okay, you have $780 that you spend on this, less than $1,000, and there's not a ton of these either, so I do think he's a pretty popular character. Again, it is almost 20 years old, maybe 2004, so 19 years old. I think it's probably going to be pretty good for him long term, even if short term, these are down under 100 right now. Again, I think that's fine. He'll probably just dollar cost average. Moving on. Ooh, can't go over that. So Vivi did go and say, who's ready for... Well, they said who's ready for Comic-Con. They didn't specifically mention San Diego. Oh, they do in here. It says, here are your Marvel X VV drops for San Diego. And we have a couple of them. So we have Beyond Avengers, Beyond Earth's Mightiest, which does drop on Wednesday. It's a poster for the 60th anniversary of the Avengers. I think that's really cool. That'll drop on Wednesday. We have Adam Warlock. Now, originally, he was listed as a secret rare, as in, like, he was going to be a one-off. So normally what happens at Comic-Con Mighties, Comic-Con, I think in 2021 in New York, we had Captain Carter, and she was just a one-off. She wasn't part of the Captain America set, even though I think she should have been. She was part of that. And then in July of last year for San Diego, we had the Deadpool Chimichanga truck. Now, if you notice, from the start for Captain America, Series 1, and then had Fantastic Four in Series 2, then Series 3, so on and so forth. The only one that is not its own series is the Chimichanga truck. I think that was supposed to be maybe like there was already a secret rare in that Deadpool drop that was Beta Ray Bill. But I think it would have been part of that set as maybe another secret rare. So be advised, there are already 2 secret rares in the Guardians of the Galaxy drop. There was Rocket and Cosmo. Cosmo was the secret rare, she was the chase, and then Rocket was the airdrop. And then you had this. I just think they didn't want to have 3 secret rares in that. That would have been unprecedented for a Marvel Mighty group. But again, based upon this, he was supposed to be his own set. Because again, they had him as a secret rare. There's only going to be a certain amount of him. One-off set like they had with the Chimichanga truck and with the other ones. But now it seems that he is part of the He's part of the original Guardians of the Galaxy set, which does make sense. He was in that movie. He is a new Guardians of the Galaxy. At the end of that movie, you see the entire new team. Really great. There is 1,600 of him, so meaning that because VV and Marvel, they keep 90, there would be 1,510 of them. But if you go over on the VV app and you take a look at the Guardian set, you see there's only 1,410 of him available, meaning VV's keeping 100. Originally, I thought that they were going to just airdrop 100 of him to the original set holders, people that had the original set, that had the airdrop rocket, they never sold, etc., etc. But then there are some people that are speculating and thinking that, oh, hey, VV does do a lot of giveaways at San Diego Comic-Con, and they did that last year as well. They had a certain amount of the Deadpool chimichanga truck. Here, you missed the drop this morning? Take this, take this. So again, he is very, very scarce. That last year's Deadpool chimichanga truck was like 6,000. This one's only 1,600, means 1,510 in the circulating supply. So there's not a lot. I'm obviously going to get him. This is the last week that I will be collecting a bunch of VV stuff. I have a big purchase that I'm making probably tomorrow. And then we have the rest of the Comic-Con week. Obviously, we have the Stan Lee stuff tomorrow. I'll go over that in a minute. The rest of the Comic-Con, I've spent quite a lot of money on this app the last couple months, ever since Luke Skywalker dropped. And, I went back to work. It's just been boom, 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 buying a lot. I really do want to focus more on OMI. I really do want to focus more on real life stuff. So this will probably be the last week that the real Randy Chavez is collecting a lot of stuff on VV. Will I still go get $2 comics? Sure. I really need to keep my top 400 spot. But as far as the major collecting goes, I don't think I can do too much more. All will be clear tomorrow. All right, moving on. We have the Uncanny X-Men number 1963, which is or number 137. It is from 1963. Death of the Phoenix. Jean Grey. Rip. Rippin' Cyclops, Rippin' Wolverine. Anyway, that is $10. There are 10,000 editions of it. I don't really expect all these to sell out, but it's Comic-Con, so maybe. And then you do have Spider-Ham. I didn't actually take a look at him. He looks like a Mighty. And speaking of Mighties, I'll go over the Stan Lee. He's not a Mighty, but he just looks like one. So the Spider-Ham one, you have... There's only 1,800 of him, but he is $40. So 1,710 of him, and he's just a set by himself, times $40. You're looking at almost $69,000. So everyone comment nice down below for the 69. And then after that, we've got the big one. We've got Mr. Iron Man. So this will drop on the Friday. There is 3,555 of him, $60 each, but... Oh my God, he is beautiful. The sound, the animation, oh God, looks amazing. Anyway, that is the last drop for the Comic-Con. And I guess I'll go over the Stan Lee drop for tomorrow. Just real quick, there are, I think, a total of like 7,900 of him for tomorrow at 4 different rarities. But they are only $15 per rarity, so it's really not a ton. I do expect that to sell out. I will be going live for that tomorrow. I'll keep you all posted. So we do have Scott Gladys, who is a channel member, saying, Randy, thoughts on why pictures showcasing the new drop? VV uses a different color logo. Comics seem all blue, while collectibles are different. I bet utility somehow. So I say that they do seem to correspond with each colored logo that we have. We might have something to do with the waitlist in the future. My speculation on that is like, if you have something that comes out with a blue and white logo, if you have a blue and white logo, you might get an extra waitlist ticket or something like that. Same thing with the green and white, the red and white, the orange and white, etc., etc. It'd be great if they had that with the gold and silver ones, because that is my favorite. But again, this is just speculation. Speaking of speculation, when we had the Who's Ready for Comic-Con, we had Alex G says, but wait, there's more. And for like 30 minutes, everyone's like, what more? What else is coming? And that's when they announced they happened to announce these Stan Lee collectibles. This is something I can't talk about. Can't do that. Something about this. Okay, so we got someone named VV Time that had completed the entire number 41 Incredible set. And that was VV Time 17. And then what happened, literally 26 minutes later, we have Niddle, or at NickCaffey1 over on Twitter, that purchased that from him. He's like, nah, fam, it's mine. So yeah, that's the number 41s people go pretty crazy for, at least in things that are popular. Characters, is anyone going for the crazy for the number 41 Miguel from the Coco drop, or the Moana drop, or the Bruno? No, it's really only IPs that people really, really seem to enjoy. Which again, other people will enjoy those IPs in the future. They're just not on the app. They're a little new, but they will get here. So here's something we got to go over. Vivi says, the real Stan Lee was a true pioneer in the comic book industry whose work transcended generations, making him a larger-than-life cultural icon. 4 chibi-style digital collectibles drop in blind box waitlist format just tomorrow. There was a little bit of a... not an issue with him, but some people were confused. I'll just clear that up real quick. So he does look, he looks in chibi form, which some people really love, some people don't, and I understand that. Like I do wish that the first appearance of Captain America was the beautiful statue, the muscles and the shield and the punch. That was awesome, and I kind of wish that the first appearance of Wonder Woman on this app, or in general, was the beautiful statue where she's thick. You could tell that she could squat like 8 trillion tons and she's got the sword, but it's not. It's like the chibi version. So, Steve Rogers' first appearance was the Marvel Mighties, which is fine. I have a couple of them. He's great. I love the Marvel Mighties, but so I understand the reason why some people are saying like, oh, hey, Stan Lee in chibi version, really wish you could have got the statue of him first, which I get. This type of person, you really want something like a partner statue. You want something like that. But, historically, these will do well. And be advised, you do have Alex G going and saying, it is important to note that these are from the Stan Lee universe and not Marvel. So Marvel didn't have any real say in this. It really was the estate. Said the chibi style was brought to us by the estate because they embodied the spirit and joy of Stan and his creations. As in, he was a little more cartoony, maybe a little silly every now and then. So I understand that 100%. Brock McBlockchain says, thanks for the clarity. This made them 1,000% cooler, in my opinion. And Alex G goes and says, hashtag buy what you love. And yeah, don't force people to buy these. These are, if you like them, great, buy them. I'm going to buy them. If you don't like them, then, more for us. Anywho, moving on. There are also physicals like this that look like him as well. And Mr. MC1 says, is Phygital inbound? I don't think anyone ever answered, but Phygitals will come to the app or have something meaning in the app at some point. When, I'm not sure. There's just a lot on their plate right now. So I would give that several months. But again, this is, even though Stan Lee, at least his account on Twitter, has been used to promote other certain NFTs, this is the first one of Stan Lee. So, so this is a first appearance of him. These will do very, very well over time. And I guess David is using this as the unofficial kickoff to San Diego because he says San Diego Comic-Con 2023 lineup will be fire. So again, the unofficial kickoff is happening with the Stan Lee. So not sure I should put this in there, but it's too funny not to. When this was first mentioned in a video, we have Dai Gusto saying, I just watched this video and it felt like the feeling I had when my first girlfriend agreed to be intimate with me. Amazing, rare feelings. I love this community so much. Another reason why you should hodl, not financial advice. Jeremy Pador is saying, 2.5 years ago, I paid $6,500 for a sealed, original, first-generation Apple iPhone. 10x the original price of $600. Today, one just sold for $190,000 with a 20% buyer's premium. Do not underestimate vintage sealed electronics as collectibles. Remember this tweet. I remember so many times buying children's cardboard, buying Pokemon cards, people getting hot at me like, oh, you finally got lucky with this job. I had a business, by the way. It was a very successful business. And you're using your money to buy Pokemon cards. What a waste. And then I started making a lot of money with them. And then people were just like, oh, hey, I have Pokemon cards. You want to buy them from me? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Big Daddy Randy's being called to buy all those cards. And then I went a little overboard, a little overzealous with the spending. Spent $80,000 on one card. Some people didn't talk to me for quite a while until I sold that card 1 year later for over 3x the amount. For those of you that are doing the math, that is slightly over $250,000. Yeah, good times. Do not underestimate vintage. Do not underestimate nostalgia. And do not underestimate the power of millennials that grew up with Pokemon and cartoons. Speaking of power, we have Recur48 saying, I will let you know once I have them all, because he has 900 Peter Quills. Now be advised, there are only 4,200 that were made, so 4,110 of them that were that are in circulating supply, and he has over 20% of the circulating supply. My heckin' goodness. People like them become the store. Also, for any Pixar drop, if you have number 113, it's going to be worth a lot. Don't just floor that. We have Wat Mama saying, I sold Mrs. Incredible number 113 for $675. I'm pretty sure someone probably would have paid more than that. But yeah, some people, they really love that number. Okay, so I mentioned Iron Man before. I guess we'll go over this now. We have Sergio Rodriguez going saying, first appearances are not equal. He says, here's something that we should all probably discuss. Yes, the first appearance of Iron Man as a digital asset was the Golden Moments version of the character. Cool. All right, let's move on. The upcoming Iron Man drop from Vivi also features a first appearance. Wait, what? Well, you see, in the world of comics, there is a first appearance for different things. For example, you can have green skin Hulk's first appearance, as well as gray skin Hulk. You can also have Spider-Man in his classic blue and red suit, but also in his symbiote black suit. There's a different comic for each of these. The same rule applies to digital collectibles. In the Golden Moments, Iron Man's collectible Tony Stark's is wearing the Mark L armor, which made its debut in 2017, according to Fandom.com, so it's a fairly modern armor he is wearing in the Golden Moments collectible. For the upcoming drop, Tony Stark appears to be wearing the Mark IV armor. That armor made its debut in 2009. I won't be able to confirm exactly which armor he is wearing until Vivi publishes the article for the drop. Assuming that's the case, this is the first appearance of Iron Man wearing this particular armor as a digital collectible. Not only that, but this is also the first time he appears in his traditional red and gold colors as a digital collectible. The Golden Moments is all gold. It is also the first time he comes as an animated collectible. To the unsuspecting eye, these details may appear trivial, but to those of us who treat collecting as a serious hobby, these details matter. Anyway, this upcoming Iron Man collectible looks great. Now let's wait until we know what the supply and prices it will be and see if we should buy it at retail or in the marketplace. Probably can buy that at retail. I mean, the only disadvantage you have is that it's coming at the end. After the entire week where everyone spent... I honestly, I might not even have enough by the time he gets there. And again, I'll tell you why. All will be clear in the next couple days. But that's the only reason why it might not fly, is because everyone is going to be spending so much money all week. This app will make, I don't know, a couple $1 million. This week is going to be great. And I love how David Yu, after Vivi Digital Collectibles, says, who's ready for Comic-Con? David Yu retweets that and saying, it's going to be a mighty drop. Love the references to the mighties. Love them. Also, that blurb that Sergio had posted, David says, yes, this is correct based on how the comics are released. Meaning that he's right. You have first appearance as one thing, first appearance as another thing, etc., etc. Okay. So I don't exactly know which rank this is, because this person is not in the top 500, but this person had bought mint number 47 for the red and white logo, number 47 for the orange and white, and number 47 for the green and white. I do think the number 47 for the blue and white was up there, but I just don't think this person had purchased it yet. Are they the holder for the number 47 gold and silver one? I don't know, but again, matching sets, some people, for whatever reason, really like cool numbers. My favorite cool number is a number 1 of 3, Steve Cannon. Sorry, it's his most recent work in the Predator Project. The other two are going to be sold, I think, this week. They're about $15,000. If you want to get ahead of them, let me know. But yeah, it's super special. Oh, there's some more speculation that this Adam Warlock might be a airdrop for some of us that have collected the original set. With Stephen D saying, looks like an airdrop is coming. My sets went from 271 to 270 today. So again, that's just kind of puts a little bit more support towards that theory. It may or may not be correct. I'm not sure. So somebody was asking when our Asian Dan Lee, he was asking, or for those of you that are just watching, that's his name on Twitter. I'm not just being racist calling him Asian Dan. That's his name on Twitter. It's Asian Dan 1. But Dan Lee was going and asking, like, hey, are there going to be weddings in the Viviverse? And Danny the Bull says, ours will be the first, bro. As he photoshops him and Dan in a very loving manner. And Asian Dan says, who will officiate? And the Todd Father says, has to be real Randy Chavez or we riot. I'm not ordained. I probably should be. I do want to be involved in Wraithax's wedding over there. He's going to have his in Earth 2. I have a date. Her name is Kissy. I'll mention that in a full breakdown of an Earth 2 video that I do next. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I would love to see weddings in the Viviverse. Comment down below if you're in. Something that I just saw on the Facebook is Nintendo Switch. You know, I like all the Nintendo stuff, so I get a lot of ads for them. Jump, swing, swim, and fly in a brand new Mickey and Friends adventure. So you see 4 of the Fab Five in there. You see Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and then Goofy's poked his little nose out there. I don't expect this to have anything to do with Vivi, but some of them that we have here, at least the artwork does look like they are from the lenticular card, so they are staying consistent with that. I think that could be a boon for them. Again, I don't think they're going to have anything to do with Vivi, but I just think that would be really fun. Oh, hey, Nintendo's doing something with Disney. Maybe that's an in. Maybe we can get something, a deal with Nintendo at some point. I don't expect us to be down here next year, and I don't expect, as far as OMI and Vivi stuff goes, and I don't expect us to get a Tesla Cybertrucks for the end of this year. But if that happens, if both of you remember, if you guys remember, in 2020, I had pre-ordered 2 Tesla Cybertrucks, thinking that we would get them by 2022. It's 2023, and some of them are starting to roll out. They've made productions in there, which is fine. If they do come out this year, I locked those in when they were $7,000 for full self-driving. Now, obviously, the price of the trucks will not change, but the full self-driving was $7,000. Now they're over $15,000, and I'll probably sell one, get that little profit. I'll put that into some Vivi and OMI, get that jazz. The reason I bring that up is because we have stock MKT news saying Tesla is planning to double the size of its German Gigafactory to produce up to 1 million EV cars a year. Holmar's catalog had gone and said, let's go. That's not where they're going to be printing the Cybertruck, but they have clearly, down in Giga Texas, they really only need to do the Cybertruck. Everywhere else, they are doing all the other cars. Will Giga Texas do other cars? Probably, but I'm just very excited about this. And if the dominoes do fall that way, I can go and sell one of them and put some of those funds into Vivi. We have Noldor Alive, who's all in on Iron Man, so I guess he's going to be buying a bunch of them. A little lesser known fact, losing ownership of his original character Oswald early in his career inspired Walt Disney to create Mickey Mouse and Steamboat Willie, but 80 years later, Disney CEO Bob Iger got him back by trading ABC Sports commentator A.I. Michaels for the Lucky Rabbit. I just thought that was really cool as a fun factoid. I thought that was pretty dope. So the Vivi giveaway, the sweepstakes, will be on Twitter this week. They posted and saying, this week's social sweepstakes is happening on Twitter. Enter now for your chance to win a rare, ultra rare, or secret rare Stan Lee digital collectible. Retweet and like the post. Tag a friend you want to introduce the Vivi in the comments, and follow Vivi Official. I cannot tell you how many tags I've been getting on Instagram and on Twitter for these, which is fine. If you can't think of anyone else you'd want to introduce, the fact that I'm already here, it's fine. Keep it up. So my rip to my notifications. Anyway, that's it for me today. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashie. Bye-bye, Dashie. I love you guys. Goodbye. Meow, 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 meow.